Hello. Hi,
Hello.
Hello.
we
Yo,
are the Big
I'm
Bad
back.
Dragon Brothers once again. And today,
Hey.
I'd like to review a mod that I pretty much almost did entirely myself, but I had a couple bits of help with. You Don't Know Jack full stream, special episode Earth Day. Now this was another episode I did specifically for Jackbox University's Fanmade Question / content night, which at the time of recording has already surpassed, unfortunately.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Y'all should have
but
been there.
it was
really-
probably the most well-received event that we've done ever.
Oh, easily.
It's so long, genuinely.
You don't see a lot of people saying they want to do Jack Fests again so soon, but we've had people say, so, next month?
Yeah,
It's like crazy.
If people are like next month, I'm like, bro, it took me 4 months to do this.
Yeah, like
3 months.
Do you realize how much prep that I did to just make this thing work? All right. Should we get into the episode? I guess.
Sure.
Actually, get into pack 5 for the first. Oh, I did the thing again.
Lamau.
Okay, it still automatically records each time, which is great. I should just never use my mouse to handle that thing, because I'm always gonna click the one that says exit the game immediately. I ignore the fact I have 2 patently
really
stupids.
Everyone needs 2 patently stupids.
Binge
Everyone
Pipe's
does.
menu screen not only
2
looks
stupids
good,
make a smart.
it's also
so,
functional.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's get into it. For Skeleton Earth. Crazy.
While other streaming services are
Oh my
satisfied
God.
with just providing quality
Is it
content, Binge Pipe
did you
is
name it
never
Earth?
satisfied.
I did name
we
it
have an
Earth.
insatiable hunger for content that
Earth.
haunts our
Let's
So
You
everyday
can
does
do
that
lives.
that.
mean you have
It's crazy.
plans
Please.
for other
Enjoy this
custom
Oh
You
wait,
Don't Know Jack?
it would be
Because
so
we have
helpful
forgotten
if
how
I
to
was
enjoy
actually
anything.
streaming to you guys. Oh my goodness.
You know, that would be nice. This is gonna be so funny because it's just gonna be, let's see who remembers the answers.
I did so badly in the
I'm a
event, and then I
mom.
ended up
I'm a
being
millennial.
second.
I'm really into
Yeah.
movies where people eat takeout food.
Well, I'm
I don't
mostly
even
going to
care
be
what the
picking
movie's
the
about.
wrong answers
I just feel
'cause,
good when I watch
I'd
those
like
scenes.
to make some comments on the wrong answer audio.
Oh, yeah.
You
Because
want
you've
more
done
Binge
stuff,
Pipe
you've done
programming,
custom
tough
audio
guy?
for it.
Yeah.
Binge Pipe wants to be more than friends with You Don't Know Jack. Binge Pipe.
I'm not
Fresh
gonna date you,
content
Binge
served erratically.
Unfortunately,
I read that wrong. Oh my god.
Hello all, I'm your
Did
host
that say
Biscuit
fresh
Amethyst,
content
and hey,
served
is it okay if
erratically?
I beta test our
Yes.
Earth Day episode with you guys? Earth Day is less than a year away, and I want to make sure this episode is perfect.
My
Well,
Fun
favorite line.
fact
Smells
on
like
the name
everyone
of
is here.
Biscuit Amethyst. There was something I came up with, I think, around 2.5 years ago or something.
hang on tight, we're in for
Where-
a ride.
I used that name for an Instagram story to advertise a competition entry.
To
that I
get
did.
things started,
Fibitually connected. And hey, this one's from Fibbage 3. This one's about schools of hearing.
Oh, I
and you know what
forgot.
that means.
Real,
I'm
I
not gonna
also
say it.
forgot.
Traveling in large schools, hearing are believed to instantaneously communicate struggling to
by
fight the urge
blank.
to say fish there.
belching, farting, peeing, or a series of winks.
Oh,
I'm just going with my
Was
gut
this?
here.
What'd you guys pick?
I guess you could call this answer a red herring.
I
wink,
knew
wink.
it wasn't that one.
I forgot
you
to
guys just
mix
pretend
that one,
that sounded cool?
but I still. That's
It's
my
really good.
imitation of the
Very
Fibbage.
This episode is all about
getting the
recycling,
truth.
but more specifically, it's about plagiarizing prompts from other titles and seeing how they perform under the You Don't Know Jack spotlight.
So yeah, that's the premise of the episode. I'm recycling questions, but it'll get worse.
Take a good look at
Oh
The
boy,
movie
it
that
does.
made me go nuts. And this question is from the original Trivia Murder Party, hosted by wanted criminal. How long
Bruh.
is
a
Alvin and
good
the
bit.
Chipmunks the Squeakquel? 121 minutes, 96.
Okay, what'd you pick?
Fortunately for most people, and unfortunately for you, this method of torture doesn't last this long.
Alvin and the Chipmunks 2, The Squeakquel, lasts 88 minutes.
Guys, I'm so smart.
I'm doing so good, guys.
Even if we put aside all the murders
I just thought
committed, if anyone can just recite the runtime of an Alvin and the Chipmunks movie off the top of their head, it's very clear that they have some serious issues.
and that is a statement I live by.
Hell yeah.
I just thought
There's a
I
reason.
thought this Chipmunks thing would be really
There
funny.
is no hiding from.
Why
The
would
Dark
you?
Age for Phil Ritterelli fans.
Why
know,
would you
before
as a
Ritterelli had a
man
real name
watch
himself
Alvin
voicing
and
the
the
host of the
Chipmunks?
Quiplash games, he played a crucial role in a significantly
There's
more
a reason why I
embarrassing
have the
Jackbox Party
worst
gaming
fictional
tree.
crushes
How do you
thing
all
in the
feel
Pull My
about a little
mod.
game of live
Because
slaughter?
wake up, you can't crush Unredacted anymore.
For the Dis or Dat,
So
all the
2020.
facts will be about one category. That category is
Fuck.
real Disney cartoons. Try to figure
Oh,
out which
fuck,
of these
this
were real Disney cartoons and which are lies we just made up.
Think fast, you'll only get a few seconds to
I think
pick
the
between.
lice what a dis or dat works because no one
And you're all
remembers
doing
lice.
this
Oh.
together, so look alive.
It's also
Set?
so perfect
Here
that
we go.
the
Goofy
and the
tries to
lie.
quit smoking.
I mean, that was ripped straight from the game. It was good.
The
Oh, no,
seven
but it works
dwarfs fight
perfectly.
malaria. Mickey Mouse is arrested for not paying. Pluto gets rabies.
Ah,
Minnie
fuck.
Mouse files for divorce.
Oh wait, this is the wrong one.
Chip and Dale become beatniks.
Oh damn it.
Donald Duck has a nightmare that he's
Yeah,
Yeah, that
Everyone
one.
knows that one.
Most of you
that one's
earned my
popular for a
respect.
reason.
All right, let's move on.
Hey, we did it. Most of us earned his respect.
Yo, we got the
Oh
red button.
man.
This is my favorite bumper because I just love that song so much.
True.
I wish I had it on Spotify.
They have the bumpers
Let's try.
on Spotify.
literacy
no,
engagement,
they don't.
novel avoidance. And it looks like this question involves outdated government data obtained by social
Oh,
media
I
data
fucking love
mining.
this bumper.
Wait, I didn't mean to say that.
Ah, they cooked so fucking hard with
This
that one.
isn't
It's
actually
crazy.
a data mining
True.
question, strictly speaking, but okay, let's keep going. In 2016, the totally real government used espionage to estimate that 30% of people did not read a single
Notice I
novel in the
italicized
past
I love
year.
how the-
Adjusting for
I
a
just
2022
need
study
some-
sampling
Oh.
Americans in the aforementioned year, how much higher or lower is
idiot.
this 2022 percentage in relation to the 2016 estimate? Much higher, higher, lower, or much
By the
lower?
way, this question format, the much higher, higher, lower, much lower.
It could
I
work.
have to give you props. That's genius.
Fun fact, you can actually make multiple answers correct, and I was debating whether I make higher correct as well. But I didn't.
Really?
Let's see how that shook
Like,
out.
much higher is worth
Well,
2,000
someone's optimistic.
points.
A 2022 study concluded that 51.57% of
Why read a
Americans
book
hadn't
when
read
you
a full
can
book
watch
in over a
Minecraft?
year since the study, which is just over 21% of the estimate given by the Espionage Initiative.
The espionage
Okay, before you
initiative.
all
Like,
ask
just
me
over
how long it's been
20%?
since I've read
Hell
a
yeah.
book, let's move on to the last question of round one and talk about literally anything else. That joke works a lot better when you're not waiting on like an audience bonus thing.
Yes.
now-
That is fair.
Text you up. And this
Now
question
this is like
comes
the
from...
first turning point.
Oh no. A fruit.
What the hell does this mean? Is the faker cucumber, eggplant, rhubarb, or tomato? I'm sure we all know that the infamous faker in a prompt where the faker gets name a vegetable and
The
everyone
others
else
get
gets
name
a
of fruit.
fruit. And I played
Okay,
off
let's
of
take
that.
a look.
Ah yes, you caught the faker. Wait.
What does this even mean?
It's
Well,
not-
apparently this question
Does
is from a game
rhubarb
called
have
Faking It, and the
seeds?
objective is to study players' answers
I
to
think
find the
that's the
odd
reason
one
why I
out.
remembered
And that
that
one's
that
the faker
isn't
because
a
it's
vegetable.
technically a vegetable. I'm terribly
Well,
sorry
wait,
for
it
this
is a
mistake.
vegetable.
I'll be
Never
sure to
mind.
find
I'm
something
tired.
more appropriate for the next round. Yeah, so this is the
Yay.
point of the
Round
episode
one
where
is officially
simply just
behind us.
taking
Show me that scoreboard.
game questions
These players are
isn't
currently
enough to
tied for the lead.
take the episode on a
Player
side.
It's a
one,
lot
on
of
the
fun.
other hand,
This
you
genuinely
are
was so
not
much fun to
good at
play the
doing
event.
this.
Just,
Oh, that
it's
means
just a
it's
good
screw
mod.
time.
It's
That's
just fun.
right, Cookie.
Yeah,
Using the
was
screw
genuinely
makes it
surprised
harder
by,
for
like,
all
how
the
much
other
of a
players to
reaction I
answer
got with
in a
this.
variety of pleasurable
It was
ways.
good.
People were
And you'll
laughing
receive
their
a
butts
bonus
off. They
for
really
each
were.
player who chooses incorrectly.
What would we do without you? The rest of you better answer
I
fast if
think
you
you're a
don't want
very
to be
good
screwed.
actor, like a voice actor.
Oh, and
so
remember,
that sells it
questions
really
are
well.
twice as
That's
much
not really
in
something
round
I should
two.
agree
I
with
feel good
because
about
that's
this.
narcissism, but like, you know, it's something
No,
I've
yes, I am a good actor. Thank you.
Coming up next,
Just a normal question about video games. Now, I'm going to be honest, one of my old co-workers gave me this question for the Earth Day episode just a few minutes ago, so I can't confirm the quality of this question beforehand. Oh well, here goes nothing. The world's most boring video game. Huh. Drawful,
I'm sure you all know the classic response.
or Quiplash.
It's so good.
Yeah.
This was actually the one that you showed me.
Yeah.
Wasn't it in the original build? Like this is like the first question.
Yeah, this was like the one question I showed Ori just like as I think a check.
hope you like what you picked.
This game, really. You know what? F you.
Apologies for whatever is currently happening
I
right
honestly
now.
love-
I don't know jack about
It's like
what this
such a
voice
good
line is or
tribute
why it's
to
currently interrupting my
Jackbox.
trivia game, but apparently
Yeah.
this is
This is the
correct
true
for
Pac-Man.
some reason, and we just sort of have
Pac-10 if
to
it wasn't
wait
fucking
this
around.
out.
When you want to know what
IT crowd reference incoming.
So,
So,
somebody else
did you see that ludicrous display last night? The thing about Arsenal is they always try to walk it
All
off.
right, let's keep going.
I have no idea what that means.
Oh, thank the Lord that's over. Let's just move on, shall we? I just needed something to fill the time because the full, like, FU voice line's like 32 seconds, and I was hoping people would get
Here
the
we
reference.
have
Holy moly!
20-second warning, name those characters.
This one's also
Something
my
about
favorite.
that line gives me this feeling of deja vu. Who is the champion of cuteness? Is it Lil Spritzy, Skateboard Butt, Student Loan Steve, or Henry the Goblin? So, the trick with this question is one of them is a reference to the tutorial, which has the champion of cuteness, and the other three are champions in the dev collection of
So what'd you
Champed Up
pick?
Slam Down. I have
Really?
no idea what this
really?
question
Yeah.
was talking about. Let me just boot
I
up
didn't know
Champed Up
the
for
other
a
one
second.
was part of Slam Down.
Wait.
Is that the
It's a
part of
tutorial
the
reference?
episode in back then?
Okay, this is getting too
Yeah.
obscure for a standard game if you don't know.
Yeah,
Jack,
yeah, I
and
recognize
we've
that.
covered some obscure stuff. You know what? I'm restarting this game. We're gonna go back to question 1, and we're just gonna do a normal you don't know Jack question. Okay?
I
Cool.
think that one's
From
so
the
clever
top.
because I've luckily played so much Champed Up that I knew that from the spot, but
Fun fact: you can force any bumper at any time.
First on the docket,
Octopus, coffee,
Ten
Queen
jump scare.
Elizabeth, or Frankenstein.
Octopus Coffee, Queen Elizabeth, oh Frankenstein, monster.
Well, it's looking normal so far. That's a good sign. The subject of 51 lawsuits, all filed by one jailed sex offender from New York in 2023. Wait, what's going on here? This is a question type from You Don't Know Jack Facebook. How did it find its way back here? Ugh, just when I thought we were getting back to normal. This was like the one
love
question
it.
I actually
All
had to
the-
research.
I was gonna say, I can't believe he found something.
So who got
with
it?
these three categories. these
While
four
David
categories.
Lettieri from New
are,
York
like,
was waiting
recent.
for his final sentence for pedophilia, he went on to file 51 lawsuits demanding that the mustard packets he received in prison should have adequate nutritional labeling on the back. That line was so
What a
hard to
crazy
Well, at
ass.
least that was an actual question and not some obscure gibberish, but we still have the wrong scoring amount, so let's cut back to the start of round 2 just to fix that continuity error.
Yay!
I love how it's just crazy now.
this one's called
Gather round for a totally normal Earth
I
Day
was so
question.
happy when this was
And
here.
chest strut fits lime floor.
It's time for a
I love how you have
Think
to
fast on
pretend
this
like
one.
it
The
is
longer
flat
you
around.
take, the less cash you make. Okay, get ready.
And no, this question won't actually contain any gibberish. Anyway, take a look at this broken English and try to guess what Jackbox game I'm talking about. It's an old, dull freedom. And
don't try to rhyme here. It's not going to end well.
And don't let that punctuation
This
fool you.
gibberish question was actually originally meant to be a Wheel of Enormous Proportions guessing question, but it epitomizes words of silence. Yeah, but I felt like with that it was just a bit too boring. There was something else I could do with it.
People are kind of really stumped, honestly.
Talk about vocabulary archaism.
I
Writing
was
these
gonna
clues
say,
was
why-
actually really difficult to not, like, allude to dictionarium.
Oh, that makes sense. Question: why did you choose to like cut some games and like keep some like
Quite simply, it's the typographic vegetable.
Fibbage 4, something like that. Why did you choose some trivia games and others not? Like this, what's the process behind it?
Oh, that's something I'd like to
I can't
go
stand
in,
the
like,
suspense.
when I have
What
more
is it?
time to actually talk, but I'll keep that question in mind.
Now
Yeah,
let's
maybe
keep
after
going.
I've left this.
Yeah.
I do love how you talk like it is blather around. That's a fun little
How about
writing
this
bit that I
one?
quite enjoy.
When a word floats towards you, type a
Oh, I
word or
love this
phrase
one.
that relates to it.
I love how it plays the music. Like
Did
at
we
the
skip too far
sound.
ahead?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not playing another word spud question. Who is it?
I don't think I've ever seen that bumper.
It's only the Jimmy Fallon. I don't know how it got here, but there's this weird potato gravitating towards the center of my recording booth, and I have no idea what it's doing. Oh, it just gave me this piece of paper. Mail!
I love that.
Huh? Is it man, carrier, Sidonia, or enhancement? What is this? I actually have a lot to say about this question, so I might just pause. Firstly, I wasn't sure how I wanted to personify, like, the word spud in audio form. So, that's how I decided on just playing the soundtrack. And just, like, implying that the word spud is just, like, a force of nature.
I think that's so
It
funny.
really
I love
is.
envisioning like a potato coming into the recording booth,
Yeah.
floating towards you.
It's probably the scariest thing
Yeah.
one can imagine.
And I'm sure you two know what the answers already, but look at the first three answers. Do you recognize any of those?
Mailman.
Male Sidonia is funny. I just think that's really
Yeah.
funny. Male Sidonia
Yeah.
is great.
You know
is
where I
Mailman-
got those answers from?
Where?
What?
Remember when I did my new question for every Jackbox game challenge? Those were the answers you guys submitted to try guess what mail was.
No way.
Yeah,
Oh my god!
yeah.
Oh,
Funny
that's
callback to that.
such a nice callback.
Yeah.
Oh
I'm
my god.
yeah, quite happy with how it turned out.
Velcro carrier.
Anyway,
Yeah, that's
back to it.
perfect.
Okay, who chose what?
Hey, don't blame me for this wrong answer. I don't know what's going on either. Male enhancement, you say? You nailed it. Wait, what the? What in the actual hell was that? Is that seriously how we're gonna end round 2? What was that even a reference to? The game's Pekka description? Who
what
even
it is.
wrote these damn questions?
Which
Sure
is
hope they're not in
amazing.
my bloodline. Let's just get to the
I like
Jack
that line.
attack. I think I had a different line for that in mind, but I wasn't sure how to implement it.
I think it's funny with Bloodline, like, it's referencing that it's you,
You made it.
but also
Yeah.
not
Attack.
really.
When you see an answer
That's
that
exactly
matches
what
the
I was going
category,
for when I,
tap
like,
it on your
came up with
device. The faster you pick a right
split-second
answer, the
one.
more cash you make. And more than one answer can be right.
So good.
But each time you're wrong,
This one
I'm
has a
taking
lot of
some
good
cash
stuff in it.
away. And don't forget,
It honestly was such a good, like,
it's gotta be a
Start up to the
match
event pretty
that
much.
fits this clue.
The writing on the tutorial wall. What words
this
are
is where it
visualized in
falls.
these Jackbox game tutorials? Wait, I didn't write this. I actually went through quite a difficult process through like getting this question done. Mostly because I didn't want to draw the line where a word would be represented like visually on the text, but I didn't want that to overlap with what host dialogue actually says during those portions. Like, because I didn't want to create any confusion with that.
and that was kind of difficult to do, especially for Champed Up. I had to like
Oh, I can
change
imagine.
some of the words around so that it technically wouldn't be there. Like, instead of highlighter, the dialogue is thick marker. Challenge isn't used, but challenger is. Battles isn't used.
That's insane. That one really.
And this one is easily the funniest part of the Jack attack.
Your mom huge.
Your mom huge, wet willy, sticky goo. And the fact that most of those are in the game.
So it's all 5 of them, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's all 5 of them.
only sticky is not there.
Man, I wonder who would press that.
And you know, I'm the Hypnotorious guy. There was no way this wasn't making it.
Yeah.
Clueless
I love
was, that was
Clueless.
just, you know, a jab at the game.
Oh, of course. You have to.
You always got a jab at the game.
I love jabbing them.
Devil in the details, you know.
Oh, I didn't even notice that the first time. That's really funny. Is art not really a tutorial world?
Yes.
That's insane. What? It's Jover.
I bet me one. Oh no.
No, he's not.
Oh!
Player 2
I
takes
want
it!
how?
Well
Oh my
done.
God.
Well, that was a disaster. If that's what a You Don't Know Jack full stream episode looks like when I'm recycling questions, then you can be sure from this day forth, I'll be putting every piece of plastic dining equipment I own into the landfill. The turtles, am I right?
I wanted that final line to be very You Don't Know Jackie.
This very special episode of You
It
Don't Know
does feel
Jack
very
full
You Don't Know
stream was
Jackie.
sponsored by
Jackie.
Time Jinx Plus.
And oh my
Tune
gosh,
in
what's
to
this?
learn more.
A commercial?
What is that?
Bored?
Yeah.
Tired of the same time jinx questions?
Mhm.
Resent the fact that you see the Balloon Boy hoax question over and over and over again?
That's
I
my
know I
favorite
do,
part. I get
partner.
that every day.
Well, do I have the solution for you? Introducing Time Jinx Plus. From the makers of the Peg That Dragon shirt comes brand new Time Jinx questions in every category. Famous
I love
birthdays,
the filter that's on it. It's so funny.
important patents, furry conventions.
Ooh, yeah.
We have it all. So come on down to Jerry's basement once more for a hell of a ride. I'm talking imposters, parties, alts, Jordan Peele, very specific soda brands, obscure Jackbox knowledge, and even suspicious dragon-based trivia. So
Did I hear my name
how
during
does
that?
Ori even know this stuff? And much more! Time Jinx Plus, coming to a game night near you.
So did you? Which one of you guys?
There
made
we have
that?
it, folks. Thank you
That was
again
me.
to Time Jinx Plus for sponsoring this episode. We'll be signing off now.
So yeah.
So wait, you made that whole ad, including the sound effects?
I got all the sound effects off of scenes like Pexels, Pixabay, scenes like
Oh my
that,
God.
and I put it all into Premiere Pro, and Lee taught me how to use a media encoder, and that's
Oh
how I got it.
yeah,
as
I remember
file.
that process. I
Yeah,
had to,
so
yeah, like teach you how to use media encoder. That was interesting.
it was quite fun, honestly, and I'm more knowledgeable about Adobe products now.
Yeah, you still ask me how to make your Adobe product a GIF.
No, I didn't do that.
That's
But yeah.
incredible.
I wrote the script. I did the sound effects. The thing that Nee did for that is provided like the setup text, like the vibe. Like, okay, so here's like a couple recordings of like what I could say before and after the ad, based on like what's the content going to be in the ad. So if I want to make the ad like serious, like there was a line for that, like, or I decided, of course, to go with the funny and awkward route, which is what the oh, thank you for sponsoring us question was.
Yeah.
So after that, I wrote the script, recorded it, got sound effects, and he added, I believe that's the 80s
it's
bumper.
the
for
Time Hop
Jinx.
soundtrack.
Time Hop
It's
soundtrack.
good.
Yeah.
It really works.
Yeah, for that commercial process, like I did very much want it to be like Ori's thing because obviously it's advertising Ori's mod. So
Same, yeah.
what I did was, I recorded a couple intro audios, which would be merely just advertising, hey, this is sponsored by Time Jinx Plus. And I did a couple other outro audios, depending on like what the vibe of Ori's final product would be. One was like more serious, and the one that made it into the final cut was like a more awkward sort of, let's get this out of the way sort of deal. And once I show those off, I sent those audios to him, and I would just tell him, Ori, go nuts. I gave him
That's what I did.
almost zero direction.
Yeah. It's funny. I don't know why this happens.
Run in the
But
yard.
whenever I advertise anything related to Time Jinx Plus, I always mention Jordan Peele. I don't know why.
True.
There's only one question about him in this game, but I mention him every time.
You're just obsessed.
I'm just obsessed.
We found the Jordan
Out
Peele
of
fanboy.
Guys,
Yeah,
watch all
good
of them. Watch all three. Okay.
Yeah,
This is fun.
indeed. Do you have any... what was that question you had earlier?
Oh
I'd
yeah,
love to
why
get
did
more
you
into
cut?
it.
Why did you cut certain trivias? Like, why wasn't Time Jinx included? Why didn't you do Wheel? Like, what was the process of choosing good trivia games to make into this Earth Day episode?
Oh, yeah. Well, there's a bit of a process for that. Some, like the main ones that I did get out of the way were, Lie Swatter and, Blather Around, mostly because I wanted to do something with the specialty questions so that you weren't just, like, picking 4 answers the whole time, but it's a different reskin. And
I see.
if you notice, Lie Swatter's 7 questions per round is exactly identical to the Dis or Dat. And Gibberish is close enough to blather around, so that works out.
I think it definitely works as like a Blatherarm replacement.
I think, especially how you wrote how it would be written. It's the blanky blank blank, like something like that. Like you could feel like that was actually being Blather Around prompt.
Yeah, like I actually studied
great writing.
like how Blather Around like generates sentences, and like see like how I could create like authentic clues for that.
I love the epitomizes silence part. I think that's so clever because it's just talk about how quiet it is.
Yeah, I
There's no
wanted to
host.
like emphasize no host, and I was like, how do I do that without like immediately being obvious?
It epitomizes silence.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But like
I'm
more
interested-
onto like deciding like why, for example, Time Jinx wasn't there. I wanted to represent like the base game a bit more, and like obviously with year questions that's hard to do.
It is hard to do.
For like Time Hop and Time Fix, those are already kind of written like you don't know Jack questions in a sense. So like I would, the problem with that is it would feel right at home in a normal you don't know Jack game, which is not what I wanted.
It's not as odd. If that makes
Out of
sense.
place.
Yeah.
I think you captured the out of place without making it like not being able to be count as trivia.
Understand it, because I was able to get what each question was asking, even though there's obviously a lack of context, which is really hard to do, but you somehow did it, and that's really cool.
Oh, thank you. That's like actually something I was a bit worried about, just because you know the lack of context is what makes the I guess comedy of the episode work, but I wasn't sure how actually interpreting the questions would work for that.
Especially Biscuit's like reactions to all that,
Oh yeah.
all the weirdness. Yeah.
Oh yeah. More on the Biscuit Amateurism name. Do you remember when it was a couple of years ago, so I don't blame you if you don't, but do you remember when like Jackbox did a competition like on their Twitter and Instagram where they tasked people to bake cakes of the faker?
I did not. Oh my
Wait,
god.
Faking a Faker? I know they tasked them to bake cakes of the poll of like the Pack 8 menu cakes.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know they did that.
Oh yeah.
Not the
Yeah,
faker.
well,
They did
yeah.
the faker cake. Interesting.
They did a faker one, and I persuaded my mum to do it because it was actually conveniently really close to my birthday, like when the deadline was.
Aw.
So like it just worked out. Yeah, like my
really sweet.
entry went on the live stream and everything. But anyway, back to Biscuit Amateurism. I needed to like advertise my my cake for like getting votes so that I would have a chance to win. So I did a story, Instagram story saying, "Hey everyone, welcome to Bacon It," which was what the competition was called. And I'll say, "I'm your host, Biscuit Amateurism," and something about a cake. And that made it onto Jackbox's story, and yeah, all that.
That's
Yeah,
claim to fame. Hello.
yeah, it's pretty goated. So yeah, that's the very long backstory as to why I'm named Biscuit Amateurism.
I think it really works to like get the vibe of the episode going. Anyways.
Oh yeah, because it is like the very first thing you hear,
Yeah.
pretty much. I'm just trying to look at I'm trying to look at what I originally wrote for question 10's joke audio. Like instead of saying I hope the writer isn't in my bloodline, I think it said, here it is. What in the actual hell was that? Is that seriously how we're going to end round 2? What was that even a reference to? Is that seriously how we're going to end round 2? What is that even a reference to? Did the writers forget to read the tutorial on how to write trivia questions? Ugh. But like, I don't know. I just didn't like the flow of that.
That feels like a little bit
It's a
long.
little. It's funny, but it's a little all clunky. And I also think that mentioning that like you like the bloodline scene also enhances that you're the one talking, but you're also the one writing. So it's like a self diss, but also not
Yeah,
in the
like I'm
context of
really
the episode.
glad that I came up with that like during the recording session. I was like,
were you
initially I
gonna
wanted to allude to the tutorial Jack Attack, which is why the line was, did the writers forget to read the tutorial on how to write trivia questions? But
Oh.
yeah, it didn't work as well when I was recording it, and it was like, this needs a change up. So I think that worked out
It
pretty
gives
well.
similar vibes to the I'm gonna have to kill my writers in TMP.
Oh
It
yeah.
kind of has like the same
Oh,
like
yeah.
play of the writers off of the person, like acting as if the character doesn't know where the writers come from or doesn't like have a direct connection to them, which I think is a lot of fun to play with.
Yeah. I don't know. What else do you
Alright.
want to know?
Let's talk more about how you talked earlier. This might be my last question, but you talked earlier about how you're originally going to make your gibberish question wheel of enormous proportions. Like it was going to be a choosing question. What would have that been like?
Oh,
Yeah.
I was gonna make that a Oh, actually, I was actually considering the wheel for like either of them because it has a that or this, which could be a this or that, but it doesn't translate very smoothly because that's more of a like get as many as you can with the range.
That's more rapid fire. Yeah.
But like for the gibberish, I was wanting that to be a guessing question, but the problem with that is the wheel of enormous proportions allows you to guess multiple times. You don't know Jack only allows you to guess once.
Oh, it's going to be like a subjectively yours
Oh,
wheel
Yeah,
question.
so if I made
And
the clues really vague, like the wheel does, then obviously, like, people aren't going to have the required chances to actually steer them in the right direction, unless they just wait the timer out.
that makes sense. That really does.
Yeah.
I see that.
So that's, yeah, the decision process behind that. Yeah, what else? I talked about Champed Up. Quiplash was a very necessary homage.
Oh, yeah.
I
Well,
don't know,
because I think
everything
it's
apart
just
from
really
that.
funny to just play a clip.
I do have to call out the voice line, how it like fades into the background like he's kind of like the Doodle old man mater. How he does that during the final round, I think it is. The first part of the final round.
Oh, which one? Oh, like where like the old man like rambles and then the other host like just sort of talks over, like, just to keep things going.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. But it actually works this time instead of like in Civic Doodle. Instead
Well, nothing works in Civic Doodle.
True.
Oh, yeah.
Half the time the game doesn't even work.
That's, also true. We love Civic Doodle, guys.
We love it.
I love
I should make a
having
mod for
to
Civic
make
Doodle
all
next time we
three
do something.
faces for the final round when they all just disappear.
Yeah.
Of
Oh, yeah.
course, for fun.
I think this episode was really good, and I'm so glad it got
I
made.
I would love to see you make one of these again. No pressure, but like,
Yeah.
you were really good at writing this. Really
Yeah.
good at writing this one.
To be fair, that's one thing I was finally gonna say. This Earth Day like concept in general, this originated in the 14th of May, 2022. So
Oh my
this
God.
idea's been on the back burner for almost 2 years.
Oh my god.
Yeah. When I like first came up with the idea, I originally wanted to make it during like my prime of the YouTube era where I would just do like edited gameplay videos. But when I like first got the idea, I think it was around the time I finished writing the You Don't Know Jack 2015 episode. And I was like, if I make another You Don't Know Jack episode, I'm going to be labeled as the You Don't Know Jack guy. And I'm like, fun fact, I don't really care about the You Don't Know Jack games. Like, anything anything before 2011, I just do not care about.
Yeah.
That is completely fair.
So, like, that's not a risk I was willing to take at the time.
Fair.
But yeah, it's been really good to have an excuse to actually develop this idea because I thought it had a lot of potential.
And it clearly does. It was really well conceived.
Yeah. At some point, do you think it would be a good idea if, like, maybe I recorded this episode again, but just, like, without your audio and just, like, allow the opportunity for people to just watch the episode as is?
Honestly, I think that's also a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
I think it would be fun to have it as just a separate upload. Because the commentary, the comments are like so good.
Oh yeah,
So-
yeah. It was easily
The
like
writing
one of the
is pretty
most fun
really
things to
good.
write. Yeah, actually implementing everything's a different story. It takes a lot longer than most projects, but you know, it's part of what makes a You Don't Know Jack episode so engaging because everything you're like fully immersed like the whole time. Whereas with something like what else would be good? I mean, like the poll mine, for example. Like, yeah, like you can, I guess, make a narrative with like 3 questions, but the audio has almost zero role in that.
Yeah.
Like it only, happens once every like 5 minutes, and that's not enough for the immersion.
No, yeah. This one because in You Know Jack, I talked about this like earlier in the chat today. You Know Jack is all about the audio. So it's perfect to have a narrative story in it.
Like it's a reason why like the original game's like so well received because every episode is like distinctly different from each other.
Yeah, exactly.
They all work really well.
Indeed. Yeah, basically this is one of the best things I've written, which I kind of wish wasn't true because, dedicating my entire writing expertise to a You Don't Know Jack episode is a bit weird, but I don't know. I'm so proud of this thing. I'm genuinely surprised by like the amount of good reception it got, and it's been great.
It definitely is worth the reception it's getting.
And I'm glad that like everything worked, everything was well received, all the jokes landed, just all around a great modding time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks. It actually does mean a lot when like everyone's just loving this idea that I was like unsure would even work.
It does. It really does.
It really does work.
Yeah.
And like, there's you still can kind of like get what's happening with it. Like, it isn't impossible to play because
Mm.
that like can happen with like chaos. I've known like a lot of people in like modding things like it's just like insane chaos
Yeah, that's the thing.
and it's hard to play. So like having something that's fun and like a tribute to the game itself, but also
You know, like actually
is like
playable.
understandable. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, that's like why I don't actually like as a modder, I don't like a lot of the modding scene, to be honest. Like I am particularly not a fan of like Happy Juice, for example. Like the reason I'm not a big fan of Happy
Holy
Juice
shit. Are we
is
got to delete that in the edit?
yeah, like a lot of their like modding philosophy is all about like the visuals and like making it a meme and everything like that. But
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
but the thing
I feel
is,
like
if you're gonna mod, like my what I try to strive for is something that actually changes the game in a meaningful way. Like
yeah,
Add substance.
yeah,
adds more.
it's why like the only mods I've publicly released actually are like things that alter how you can test content.
You play
Because
the game.
like I don't want to release a mod where I say, "Hey, I'm so good at coding," but all you did was just replace every asset with a flashing MLG, you know.
For real.
Oh my god, it's so true.
The thing is like it's like
Something stupid
especially
like
with like
doorknob or some shit like
like
that.
though like
Peter
there's
Griffin.
okay for some memes to happen like don't DM me, don't pregnant man react me. It's still so funny to me. And also of course the straight up Jork into time hop straight Jordan
Straight up
and by
dorking
it
it. And
I
by
mean
it,
my
let's
time
say my time
genius.
genus. But
That's a
that's
good one as well. But it's
also
also like you're adding so many questions. It's okay to have a little bit of fun and add a stupid joke.
exactly.
And the thing
If
is,
you're
like
like
with those
adding
jokes,
one
like it
question,
doesn't actively get in the way of like the user experience.
mhm.
Yeah. I that's something I think you balanced well here, that you balanced comedy and trivia well. And I think that's something that we've all kind of done with our mods, with like recordings and scenes, writing that. It's like
It's
we
kind of
want
like
to make sure that there's still a game left. It's not just about the jokes. There's like we put time and effort to make these still like the games that they still are.
Yeah,
I think that's perfect.
it's kind of like if you made a whole mine prop that was all the same answer.
yeah.
Like
Like
hell,
one of my
it's hell.
worst, I guess Jackbox experiences was like, uh, I think I was like, just like in a call with Friggers, and I was like curious about, I think, the trivia budget party. I think it was
Yeah.
where, that the premise of that mod is it's pretty much entirely unaltered apart from like all of the localization is just memes and all of the final round questions are gone except for two, which is types of beans and people who asked, which, you know, obviously
Wait,
kills like the most suspenseful moment of the game.
wait, so is it just like nobody, nobody, nobody?
Yeah,
Because I'm assuming it's a nobody asked joke.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
So
Oh
like
my
it
god.
removes all competitive aspects of the final round.
And if you want to like make a mod for fun, like I'm not saying don't make a mod for fun, but don't try to pretend that it's serious and like phrase it in competitive light. Like
Yeah.
if you're
You
gonna
need to
go
have the balance.
full, you need to have a balance. If you're either like to make it like an actual game, you have to have you can have jokes.
Mm,
Jokes are great, but it can't be the whole thing.
yeah.
There's got to be more than the jokes.
Yeah, like just as long as like it doesn't impede with the identity of the game, really.
Mhm. Yeah. Worst thing you could do is try to be too clever.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, we've been recording for like 45 minutes. That's incredible.
Damn.
We went on
Half
like
of
a
it has
tangent
been us
about
talking
like
at the
why I
screen.
don't like normal like modding traditions.
Yeah,
It's
just like
it is 1:30 in a warehouse where I am, I need to
warehouse
head to
in
bed.
Los Angeles in one.
What are you doing just in a warehouse?
I'd be doing things. I mean, I'd be in situations,
I cannot say, or else the haters will get me. I cannot say.
but I have plans. I
I
have
have
plans.
plans. Okay.
Of course.
Well, I am
Alright.
EP,
This has been
so
delightful, and I'm so glad I got to play this one more time. Because I enjoyed it so much during the event, and I'm enjoying it now.
Thank you so much for, giving all that much praise. It actually does mean a lot.
No problem. It deserves it. It really does.
Thank you.
it is quite a lot of fun. I was like, oh, that's so freaking clever. When seeing it for the first time, I was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
that was just it was just
I
like
can
so
still
cool.
hear everyone, like, the first time it was aired and just everyone just pissing themselves laughing. That was
Yeah.
that was just such a
I
relief.
still think I think the fly swatter bit is like one of the best ones. It's so
It's
so
just where
smart to use for this and that.
Mhm.
I mean, it's just convenient that they're pretty much structured the exact same.
Fair.
Yeah. Alright, I think I'll probably call it there. This is getting
I
quite
think
long.
that's a good place to
but-
call it. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you,
Well-
TheOrigamingKing and Just
No
Nevy
problem.
for joining me on this
No problem.
commentary of You Don't Know Jack full stream the Earth Day episode.
Thank you for allowing us to join.
No worries. It's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. Yeah, thank you all for joining in, and I'll see you on another one. Yeah.
Goodbye.
Ta-ta, real smooth gamers.